The incident that sparked it all. It was a warm Friday afternoon in the bustling town of Rivermere. Emily Carter, a 16-year-old girl with cerebral palsy, was making her way across Main Street in her motorized wheelchair. She wore a cheerful yellow sweater, her favorite color, and had headphones on, listening to her favorite playlist as she navigated the crosswalk. Officer Bradley Mills, a local cop with a reputation for being hot-tempered and overzealous, sat in his patrol car nearby. Mills was known for his brusque demeanor and his tendency to throw his weight around. That day, his irritation was already boiling over. He'd just finished dealing with a rowdy group at a local park and wasn't in the mood for any perceived trouble. As Emily reached the other side of the crosswalk, her wheelchair accidentally grazed the edge of Mills' parked patrol car, leaving a faint scratch on the bumper. Mills noticed immediately and stormed out of his vehicle, his face red with anger. "Hey! Watch where you're going," he barked. Emily, startled, pulled off her headphones and tried to explain. I am so sorry, sir. It was an accident." "An accident?" Mills interrupted, his voice rising. "Do you know how much this is going to cost to fix? You kids think you can get away with anything these days." Emily's face turned pale. "I didn't mean to." Before she could finish, Mills roughly grabbed the armrest of her wheelchair, shaking it. The sudden jolt caused Emily to cry out in pain and fear. The small crowd of onlookers froze, stunned by the officer's actions. "Do you have any idea how to take responsibility?" Mills sneered, towering over her. "Maybe someone needs to teach you a lesson." The crowd reacts. Several witnesses pulled out their phones, recording the confrontation. A woman stepped forward, shouting, "Hey! She's just a kid, what are you doing?" Mills glared at the crowd. "Stay out of it. This is official police business." Emily was in tears, trembling in her wheelchair. She managed to stammer, Please, I didn't mean to cause trouble." Mills, still fuming, finally released his grip on the wheelchair, but not before issuing a threat. "If I see you messing up again, you'll regret it." The crowd murmured in disbelief as Mills returned to his patrol car, brushing off the incident as though nothing had happened. The FBI agent's arrival. What Mills didn't realize was that Emily's father, Agent Michael Carter, was a senior investigator with the FBI. He was a man with a long track record of cracking high-stakes cases and an unwavering sense of justice. That afternoon, Michael was at home preparing dinner when his phone buzzed incessantly with notifications. Videos of the incident had gone viral, and his heart dropped when he saw his daughter's tear-streaked face on the screen. Without hesitation, Michael rushed to Emily's side, finding her shaken but unharmed at a nearby cafe where a kind stranger had comforted her. He knelt beside her, his voice steady but filled with concern. "Are you okay, sweetheart? What happened?" Through her sobs, Emily recounted the event. Michael listened quietly, his jaw tightening with every word. When she finished, he kissed her forehead and said calmly, "Don't worry, Emily. I'll handle this." The confrontation. The next morning, Officer Mills strutted into the Rivermere Police Department, oblivious to the storm brewing. As he sipped his coffee, he was called into the chief's office. When he walked in, he found not only his boss but also Agent Michael Carter, who stood tall and imposing in his suit, his FBI badge clipped to his belt. "Officer Mills," the chief began, "we need to talk about an incident involving a young girl yesterday." Mills smirked. "Oh, that? Just a minor issue. Some brat wasn't paying attention." Michael stepped forward, his voice low and firm. "That brat happens to be my daughter." The color drained from Mills' face. Wait, your daughter?" Michael's eyes bore into him. "You assaulted a disabled teenager in public, abused your power, and humiliated her. Do you have any idea who you're dealing with?" I didn't know she was," Mills stammered, but Michael cut him off. "You didn't know because you didn't care," Michael said coldly. "But let me make this clear, your badge doesn't put you above the law. I've already sent the videos of your actions to Internal Affairs, the mayor's office, and the state attorney general. They're investigating you as we speak. The chief, who had been silently observing, finally spoke up. Officer Mills, effective immediately, you are suspended without pay pending the outcome of the investigation. The fallout. The news spread like wildfire. The viral videos, coupled with Michael Carter's influence, ensured that Mills faced accountability. He was charged with misconduct, abuse of authority, and assault. The incident sparked a larger conversation in Rivermere about police accountability and the treatment of vulnerable individuals. As for Emily, she found herself surrounded by support from the community. Strangers sent her letters of encouragement, and advocacy groups for disabled rights reached out to commend her bravery. One evening, as she and her father sat on their porch, Emily turned to him and said, "Dad, thank you for standing up for me." Michael smiled, his voice gentle. "Always, sweetheart. No one messes with my little girl." And from that day forward, Officer Mills learned the hard way that actions have consequences, especially when the FBI is watching.